Chat room, hello. How are we doing today? I hope you're doing very well. My cat is making some pukey noises behind me, but he hasn't puked yet, so I'm very sorry if you're about to hear my cat puke. Kika, what are you doing? Kika! Hey! Kitty, kitty! What are you doing? Sorry, I was just trying to get him to mind his own motherfucking business. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on with him. He seems okay though. Hi guys. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing really well. I don't have much to talk about today. Everything's the same as yesterday. Is anything different from yesterday? I got a hold of CBD that has no THC in it. I mean, like, it has THC in it, but not enough to even get you high. So I'm pretty excited about that. I haven't been high in a while, and it's been really nice. Oh my goodness, my boy is here. My boy Logan. I named him after my platoon mate in Vietnam. Old Logan Fastbender. He's here. He's in YouTube chat. Hi, Logan. Shullum Monkey says the recruiter told me the pay starts at 40K but can go up to 80K later. I decided to start later. Yeah, that's the smart choice. If you ask me, I feel like maybe that's probably the right way to play it. That's so wild. I'm actually half Vietnamese, really? That's very funny. What a coincidence. I have always wanted to go to Vietnam. Every time I see pictures of Vietnam, it is stunningly beautiful. And I know that I like Vietnamese food. And yeah, that's pretty much all I know. Like, I want to go there. I would definitely have to research it a lot more because, like, obviously I feel like it would be really rude to go to another country and know, like, nothing about the culture. Not enough to get you high. Sorry, Doxy, but I've seen my 80s Reefer Madness style PSAs. I know full well that any amount of THC will turn me into an unfeeling killing machine that will not stop until I am shot like 50 times. You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Everybody get your guns. Okay, that was so dorky. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Are you guys ready for some true crime today? I thought that it would be fun. We could choose together. We could pick together because we haven't, there's so much that we haven't watched on Morbidology. There's a lot that we haven't watched on Dreading, Crime and Psychology. There's some new fascinating horror. We got content for days, y'all. Uno momento. There we go. Here we are. And just what do you guys feel like? What do you guys feel like today? I thought that we could pick together. I'm kind of feeling some Morbidology. We haven't hung out with her for a really long time. We know all about the Tote Family Massacre. It's the one with the celebration. A poll. We only have 13 people in here. I just figure that whoever's the most belligerent about what they want to do. This one looks really interesting too. The Trisha Todd one. There was one about a little girl that I thought would be super good. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody have any input? Because if not, then I'm just gonna fucking pick one. Jawfeel. There isn't a lot of dreading we haven't done. We haven't done this one and we haven't done this one. I feel like we didn't do this one. Oh, yes, we did. Never mind. I was very, very high. Pretty much all of the things that were allowed. What do you guys feel like doing? We could do just Reddit stuff all day today if you wanted even. There's a bunch that we haven't done. Hi, Azuma. How are you? It's good to see you. It could be fun to just do Reddit stuff all night. At least that way we know that it won't be something that's so horrific that, what is the word that I am looking for? That's so, like, horrific, I guess. That wasn't the exact word that I was looking for, but, like, traumatic. That it won't, like, turn people away. Hi, Quinn. Good to see you. Nobody like super feels like anything in specific besides Quinn wants to watch Nexpo. I want to have like a full Nexpo day sometime soon. Also, this Thursday, the January 6th, like court cases, a bunch of court cases are going to be televised, and I really want to watch that. I know that it's not like creepy. I mean, I guess when you think about like how close to being like murdered Mike Pence was, that's pretty creepy. But like anyway, there's gonna be like January 6th hearings and stuff that are starting this Thursday, and I'm thinking we might cover those. I am at least definitely going to be watching them. I figure we could probably just stream during those times. And I know it's not like my normal time for streaming, but I'm going to be too tired to be streaming during my normal time if I'm up for that. Fox is refusing to air it live. I know. They're fucking idiots. It's whatever. Too bad we can't get on the Epstein Maxwell shit. There's good reason for that. It's because that is they're not allowed. They're not allowed to televise the Epstein Maxwell stuff. I do enjoy some Lake City Quiet Pills rabbit hole. If you guys really want to do that, I don't know anything about it. I just figured we would probably cover it at some point. And I wanted to do a whole Nexpo day again soon because I just adore him. I think that he's just like, I think that he's the king of creepy YouTube. I think that he's a sweet boy. I like his voice. I like his attitude. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. I say Quiet Pills because I know nothing about it. He is a king. Give him a crown. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. A crown for a king. Like, that's immediately what I thought of was Khal Drogo pouring the molten gold onto Danny's brother, whose name escapes me right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do it. It just means that I won't be able to cover it at any point. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to cover everything. Right? Let's hang out with Nexpo. I feel like it. You guys are right. I feel like it. I feel like hanging out with her. Or him. I just almost said her because Morbidology was in my search bar. So I was like, a big dum-dum. All right. Well, this is only an hour long. I'm going to have to retitle the stream. I'm going to have to retitle the stream. Give me 1 second. Okay. Docs' search history. Oh, man. Ain't nobody want even a gander at that business. There's some I ask Google the dumbest shit. Just the dumbest shit. Okay, so let's do Lake City. Come on. Quiet pills via Nexpo. And then update that. And then I have to do... Hold on, I have to look at my commands. Kool-Aid is the nicest of all time. And pinned change feature is what it is. Okay. So we need this. Copy. Excellent. Excellent. All right. As soon as I can get 3 readies in chat, we will be hot to trot and we can go. Well, my elbow looks inside out because of the crease in it. Now it looks like a butt. It looks like a flat butt with like a gross hemorrhoid. You guys, I could do this all day. I promise I'm not actually high. I promise this is just CBD oil. That's 2 readies. Ready, normal people? Let's fucking go, boys. Closed captions are on. It's Nexpo time. In December of 2007, a Reddit account was created. Religion of
His
Peace.
real name was Milo, and he was caught up in a myriad of taboo online activity. Upon checking out his post history, we'll notice that he talked about his past life in various wars, discussed information technology, and constantly berated spammers that plagued the subreddit he moderated. r/jailbait.
What?
You see, Milo isn't a very good person.
Okay.
At least
Clearly.
considering what we know through his online footprint. r/jailbait, for those unaware, was a subreddit focused on sharing technically clothed but compromising images of underage girls.
Gross.
It was a cesspool, and I'm sure you can gauge the community that festered there. Despite this, the subreddit had a thriving user base of thousands, and alongside its creator, who would later be exposed on national television, Religion of Peace relatively coasted under the radar through most of its major controversy.
Did you change the frame rate of your table cam, or am I crazy? I didn't change the frame rate of it. No, it's more zoomed in than it was. Is this too loud? I feel like I'm shouting. Is this too loud? I did like just turn it up. I can't control when my mic is close to me, except for like a second at a time.
With consistent activity throughout his days,
This is the best I can do. Hope that it stays here because it's stuck on my yarn. Also, now it's too quiet.
For
Motherfuck.
instance, he despised corporations like Fox News and CNN and regularly lashed out
Oh,
to
there it
anyone who
goes.
gave technical advice that he didn't agree with.
You guys, I'm so poor and I have
To be
so many
frank,
problems
to
that it
those
takes
interacted
money
with
to
him,
fix.
He was known to
the
utilize
worst.
relatively vulgar language with phrases like, "You bitch, get the fuck off," and the classic, "fuck off and die." I'm sure you get the picture as to what type of person Religion of Peace, or Milo, was. He was abrasive and caught up in a myriad of questionable activity.
Maybe this will do.
Alongside this, though,
Hopefully this is
Religion
helpful.
of Peace harbored a pretty extensive military background through his self-proclaimed stints in the Cold War, being stationed in Palestine from 1946 to 1949, and astonishingly, even the Battle of Normandy. Now, of course, this could easily be the work of a troll or someone role-playing for attention. Milo regularly justified his war knowledge with claims that he was born in 1930
Ungu
and
bungu.
enlisted at the early age of 13.
Okay.
In fact, he claimed that he was age 79 constantly, which is pretty damn impressive considering how active and conversational he was just about every day. Every 80-year-old that I've personally met doesn't exactly care about what's happening online, and especially not on a barely 4-year-old website like Reddit was back then. Regardless, no one really questioned it. If anything, people were interested in his background, and he was always willing to share it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Alex.
Of course, always with a healthy dose of banter
Sweet
mixed
dreams,
in.
bud. Yes, please, no spoilers.
On the 18th of May 2009 at around 2:22 p.m., the scope of the Religion of Peace account would change. A post was made in the r/reddit.com subreddit with a simple title. I got tired of using commercial image hosts. I set up my own. You can use it if you want. With the link to a website called LakeCityQuietPills.com. Upon heading to LakeCityQuietPills.com, you'd be met with a simple webpage with a title that seemingly has nothing to do with the URL at all. That old guy's image host is what you'd expect, and given Milo's activity from Reddit, I'm sure you can gauge the type of content he wanted here. Upon exploring the website, we can observe how archaic everything is. The About Us section explains the website's convenience, the terms of service lays down the rules, the public gallery showcases a random assortment of images, the report abuse page gives a basic plain text form, and the random image link, of course, generates a random image.
Woof, scary.
Aside from the web address, that old guy's image host seemed to be nothing more than an obscure, taboo image hosting website that Milo, an already questionable individual, was trying to get off the ground. This is where our story would and should end. However, on the
Son of a
16th of
bitch.
July 2009, Milo, in a random response comment on a completely random post about Navy SEALs, would effectively plant the seed to a mystery. LOL. I always get a laugh when I read articles demonstrating such naivety. Of course there are assassinations. There are some things that the legal system can't fix. I'm awaiting the massive flood of downvotes without surprise. So many people actually believe that as fucked up as things are right now, and as they have been for the last 20 years, that they aren't needed. What do you want to bet that Bernie Madoff follows Ken Lay's path? I can think of any number of criminal organizations that would benefit from a dose of Lake City Quiet Pills. Clearly alluding to homicide. Why was a mere archaic image board given a URL with the same phrase? It seems oddly specific.
It does.
And what most were unaware of back then was that this simple phrase, Lake City Quiet Pills, would serve as a trailhead for one of the most intriguing unsolved internet mysteries of all time.
Unsolved? No!
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. You won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations.
Middle early AOL.
From May onwards, Milo kept at his antics,
I've never heard of
regularly
Rusty
discussing
Lake.
his war stories
J-Rod.
and demeaning the naysayers. He was true to form. In one of his comments, he outlines his retirement from the armed forces in 1987 and explains how he's happy that he found a job that, quote, doesn't require much physical effort and worked for me. Happily, it's a computer-related field. His verbiage
They're
made it seem that
twisted?
he was still employed at 79
Go
years
on.
old, which, while
Yay,
not
early
impossible,
malware.
is definitely extraordinary.
Remember when Trojans were
As a matter
scary?
of fact, Being a person of extraordinary circumstances was probably the best way you could describe Religion of Peace, as he was doing and had done things that were wildly out of the realm of normality for those his age, even during adolescence. He was a person who not only enlisted into the armed forces at the age of 14, but was also present during a multitude of monumental historical events, reformed into an ongoing highly technical career in computer science at age 57, is somehow extremely invested in conversing on Reddit at the age of 79, and is completely open about discussing some of what should be some of the darkest times in his life.
Hi, sweet boy.
Now, with this precedent
Kika's
under our
here.
belts, we understand where the idea of Lake City Quiet Pill
Kika.
stems from. The life of Religion of Peace wasn't just a one-arc story. He was versed in a field that made sense considering his current
Hi,
circumstances,
Kika.
and given the fact that he was a moderator for a highly taboo subreddit, the existence of that old guy's image host was one of the few things that actually made sense in the realm of Milo's life. I mean, if we back up and look at it, LakeCityQuietPills.com is just a simple, bare-bones website after all.
He's a hell of a cat. Yeah, hi, baby
As summer
man.
of 2009 approached, Milo would regularly promote Lake City Quiet Pills in his day-to-day activity. Tired of Imager? Boom, he's got you covered. Hate making accounts? Milo's got a site for that.
Hi, sweet.
He approached his website promotion with the real boots-on-the-ground methodology.
Sorry, I'm gonna pet Kika
and
for a
as you'd
minute.
expect, this was only marginally effective. Despite this, the website garnered most of its attention on r/Chobait, much to the credit of his constant self-promotion. And by July of 2009, it had successfully garnered a whopping 2,254 images under its belt. Expectedly, it was mostly porn. But I'm sure that's what he hoped for anyway. And so, with effectively no one batting an eye at the peculiarity of the URL, the website slowly began to take off. And Milo is living large.
I'm trying to figure out if Lake City Quiet Pills is like a an anagram for something, but I just am
At
not
around
good
1
enough
a.m.
at
Central
like
Time on July 17th of
visualizing.
2009, Religion
like
of
I
Peace
can't
would
keep
make a
all that
comment
information
stating the
just
following.
mentally. I would have to be looking at a piece of paper.
I reported a couple hundred obvious bullshit Reddits. Shit for roofers, lawyers, local businesses, and shit like that. Just those one-offs that spammers make, thinking that we actually look at their postings. They're all still there. I'm getting very
Don't
discouraged.
spoil it. Okay,
Even after trading messages with admins about the spam situation. I don't think they really care all that much. Like this daily lawyer attorney spam. I downmod and report every day, and the next morning there's another round from the same spammers. The admins need some aggressive mods to ban domains and user accounts. It's getting really out of control. At first, this comment seems pretty uneventful. Milo is, once again, complaining about spammers, something he did consistently for years. The thing is, this comment was
Kitty
the last
says more
that he
pets.
would ever
Yeah,
make.
absolutely, he does.
And from this point forward, Religion of Peace, as we know him, would vanish.
We'll just take this journey with Nexpo, and I will stop trying to put shit together.
In the hours that followed, no one really noticed that Milo was gone. His last post was in the late hours of the night, and many that did regularly interact with him likely assumed that he was asleep. At around 1 p.m., an account is made. And just 50 minutes later, they'd make their first post. The end of Religion of Peace. He died today. Milo died today. He was 79 years old. He died at his desk looking at your site. Milo was a mean old fucker. Mean and ornery. He hooked me up with my first gig when I got out of the army. I didn't like finding him like that. Milo don't have any living relatives and no real friends, and other than his landlady and a few people where he worked, he didn't talk to anyone about much of anything. Me, he just tolerated. As I said, he was mean. I think he used that as a shield to keep people away from him. Milo thought God was some kind of con game thought up by some lazy sons of bitches who didn't want to work every day. So he's going in the fire on Monday without a service just like he wanted. I'm planning to dump his ashes in the woods near where he was born. Can't put them right there because there's a mall there now. I gave the girl next door his raggedy old cat and most of his books. His computer's
raggedy old cat. Fuck
for
you.
the disabled vets in the VVA. All the rest of the stuff is for the Salvation Army.
That cat is beautiful.
All those years and everything he owned fits in the trunk of my car. I don't know what else to say. I'll miss him. Miserable bastard. The comment section was mostly positive, with most Redditors replying in support. However, there were a few naysayers. I'm sorry, this all seems so fake. Are you guys genuinely believing this? Edit.
Sweet.
Wow, for such a skeptical site, you guys are swallowing this hook, line, and sinker. What a convenient story. Died looking at Reddit, died making posts keeping people out of spam.
He's being
and what
so
a nice
cute.
boss to make a post about him. You guys ought to know a hoax. To which 26 responds, "You are an ass. Milo was my
Right,
friend, and I
idiots?
was taking him to dinner on Friday.
I
You want to
completely
count
agree.
those
Also,
days.
I'm going to call you handful.
I guess I ought to call this manager, so thanks for that.
Unless you
I don't
want
know
me
why
to
he
call
liked
you
this stuff.
anything. Oh my god.
Despite
my
the
God.
skeptics, 26 would return
Your
to Reddit
initials
2 days
spell
later
out
to address the
ahoy?
overwhelming response his post received and to share where Milo's ashes were spread. Goddamn, I didn't know so many people could like him that didn't sling a gun with him. Thank you. So I'm out of here now. I don't do this stuff like you and Milo. Take care. Keep the faith. To casual bystanders, this concluded their investment into this online saga. Religion of Peace was pushing 80 after all, and a sudden death due to old age wasn't exactly a big surprise.
I just missed a whole bunch because I got
And
excited
so,
about your
there we have it.
your
A
stuff.
story about a borderline illegal subreddit moderator
idiots
who
in
talked
one
about
trench
war
coat.
stories and
That's about
lashed
a
out to
handful.
whoever he wanted
Alright.
to, eventually
You're
passing
legit.
away, forever leaving his account embedded into internet history. The end.
Did I miss something like super important at all? Because if it is, I want to go back. Somebody help me out here. 3 trench coats in one idiot.
To some, though,
No, we know
Things
about the
weren't
cat.
feeling
Okay,
right.
perfect.
it was too sudden, too convenient for a highly taboo subreddit moderator to just vanish, followed by a completely random account with a strangely specific name to swiftly announce his death before disappearing too.
Smooth private telephone.
Given
You
his
just make
online
from a string
activity,
and 2 tin
it
cans. I
just
pulled out
seemed
my
like
iPhone
too
and said
easy
that's
of an
nice,
out.
but
And
look at
across
what
Reddit,
kids your age
there
make
were a
in
few that
China.
took
Oh
notice of this.
no. That's just true. I don't like jokes like that. It's why I refuse to ever have an iPhone.
So they began
The
to
moderator
dig.
of the question stopped following on. Another redditor claims to know him IRL and said he passed away. Yeah. I okay, so I am caught up. All right, thank you.
It was known that he had a very specific style of grammar and was, in some capacity, close to Religion of Peace. 26 isn't exactly the most common choice for a username either, so they had that going for them. Eventually, they found their way to an account made in 2001 on a news aggregation website named Fark.com. And
I
within
remember
it,
Fark.
user 11057 was found to be the profile of an angel. Angel26. The account was created in October of that year, and the email address attached to it was found to be angel.
Wait, I'm sorry, I definitely need to-
Also, upon scrolling down to their bio, it read,
I need to back this up. I definitely need to back this up because I missed how we got to here. I'm so sorry, you guys, if this is annoying for you, but I don't want this to be one of those things that I only pay half attention to.
1 p.m. An account is made. And just 50 minutes later, they'd make their first post.
Sorry for the distraction. No, don't
the end
be.
of Religion of Peace. He died today.
Okay, this is too far back.
Milo died today. He was
Ugh.
79 years old.
God damn
He
it.
died at his desk looking at your site. Milo was a mean old fucker. Mean he owned fits in the trunk of my car. Edit. Wow.
Okay, here
for
we go.
Such a
This is
skeptical
where
site,
I
you guys are
pretty
swallowing
well
this
fell
hook,
off.
line, and sinker. What a convenient story. Died looking at Reddit, died making posts keeping people out of spam, and what a nice boss to make a post about him. You guys ought to know a hoax. To which 26 responds, "You are an ass. Milo is my friend and I was taking him to dinner on Friday. He worked at home most days. I guess I ought to call his manager, so thanks for that. I don't know why he liked this stuff." Despite the skeptics, 26 would return to Reddit 2 days later to address the overwhelming response his post received and to share where Milo's ashes were spread.
Okay.
Goddamn.
Thank you,
I
Logan,
didn't know
for
so many people
understanding.
could like him that
That's
didn't
my
sling
boy.
a gun with him. Thank you. So I'm out of here now. I don't do this stuff like you and Milo. Take care. Keep the faith. To casual bystanders, this concluded their investment into this online saga. Religion of Peace was pushing 80 after all, and a sudden death due to old age wasn't exactly a big surprise. And so, there we have it. A story about a borderline illegal subreddit moderator who talked about war stories and lashed out to whoever he wanted to, eventually passing away, forever leaving his account embedded into internet history.
We're almost done with this fucking
end.
row, and I'm so psyched. Ugh.
To some, though, things weren't feeling right.
Why, though? Like,
It was too sudden, too convenient for a highly taboo subreddit moderator to just vanish, followed by a completely random account with a strangely specific name to swiftly announce his death before disappearing too. Given his online activity, it just seemed like too easy of an out, and across Reddit, there were a
Shit.
few that took notice of
fucked up.
this. So they began to dig.
why? Okay, that's the whole reason that I backed up, was to find out why they began to dig, and just
It was known
There's
that he
not
had
really
a very
very
specific style of
satisfying
grammar and
answer to
was in
that
some
at all.
capacity close to Religion of Peace. 26 isn't exactly the most common choice for a username either.
Hi,
so they
Willow.
had that
I'm hanging
going
in
for
there.
them.
How are you? We're watching
Eventually,
a
they
very
found their way to an
involved
account made in
internet mystery
2001
called Lake
on a
City
news
Quiet Pills.
aggregation website named Fark.com, and within it, user 11057 was found to be the profile of an angel, Angel26. The account was created in October of that year, and the email address attached to it was found to be angel.2.6 at lakecityquietpills.com. Also, upon scrolling down to their bio, it read, "Dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. Now, this is undoubtedly a connection to what we would come to know as that old guy's image host 8 years later, but why the hell was it left on an account from 2001?
Yeah, that's weird.
Eventually, Angel26 was found in the comments section about
Oh, hi,
various
Henry.
articles centering on 9/11, since this was a little over a month after this tragedy happened. Interestingly, the typos and grammatical errors found from the Reddit 26 are non-existent, giving
Thanks so
rise to
much for the
tenuous
cheers. I don't know
possibility that
why
perhaps these two 26s
It's weird and
were
different,
run by different people.
but I kind of like it.
Numerous posts
Thank
on
you so
various
much for the videos.
platforms
I
gave
appreciate
results
you.
for an Angel26. On ZBrush.com, they gave praise to the community for being so welcoming in 2001. On Yahoo Answers, they responded to questions about cleaning World War II bayonets and painting a patio around 2008. And on a website named Jaguar PC, they can be seen talking about spam filtering, a topic that undoubtedly sounds familiar. Clearly, they had a tenured history in various corners of the internet, and those reading into this began to take notice. There was a lingering sentiment that something was off with these mysterious usernames, though. Things weren't exactly adding up. And there had to be more to this. The URL of the page you're currently viewing is the following:
Thank you, Willow.
LakeCityQuietPills.com
I also love my tattoos.
/multihost/index.php. This is what you get when you click home. Curiously, if you head to lakecityquietpills.com without any of the subdirectories, you're merely met with a blank page. This stood out. Typically, something as simple as an image host would have some information here. A redirect, a 404, something. But there wasn't.
We are 420 folks over here,
In
yes.
response,
In a big way.
investigators viewed the page source to see what's up. And after scrolling to the end,
I need to take a look
they
at my
were met
pattern
with
here
this.
really quick.
Job postings, acronyms, and verbiage that seem to be hidden from the public eye. Shade is maintaining the calendar and access to the file dump. Angel has the job postings for EU and Asia. We aren't sending anyone to ME. No one. Don't ask for listings. Immediate need. 12 SA Spanish speaking. No papers required. No records kept. 4-week paid
Sorry,
sequester
Henry.
if refused.
That's the word.
4 Italian
Worst.
/ Spanish speakers. No Euro W/W. Must be bondable. 4 for 24/7 DP. 4-week gig. English speaking. Spanish and Portuguese fluency a plus. You get the idea. It seemed that there was some sort of undercover operation going on, and with acronyms like W/W alluding to phrases like wet work or wants and warrants, among a myriad of others, the potential for nefarious
Itchy
activity
tent.
was clear.
Everybody say hi to Itchy Tan.
Back on Reddit, people began discussing this bizarre discovery.
Do it.
Milo was long gone. However, suspicion was mounting on whether he was part of some undercover contract for hire assassination ring. Onlookers began picking apart the name Lake City Quiet Pills, as it was always
Henry,
a
I'm
strange
sorry.
choice for something as simple as a pornographic image host. The term Quiet Pills, especially considering its context in Angel 26's FARC bio, really made it appear that it wasn't about pills at all. Rather,
It's bullets.
it seemed to be bullets.
Yeah.
Lake City Quiet Pills have been alluding to bullets.
Yeah.
Further supporting this is the fact that in Lake City, Missouri, a Remington Arms ammunition plant has been in operation since
I
1941.
didn't know you crochet. Oh, I
dispensing
crochet,
around
I knit,
1.4
I
billion
sew.
rounds per year.
I love to
Considering Milo's
craft.
extensive
I love
alleged
it.
military background, it was safe to assume that this is how he coined this mysterious phrase. As investigators dug back further, they found an HTML message dated the same day as Milo's supposed passing. It read the following.
Okay, so
I'm sorry to tell you that old Milo died yesterday. He went quiet and calm, not like we all figured. I gave that fat mangy cat of his to the little girl next door. No services or nothing. You know Milo.
what?
I'm taking his ashes back to where his farm was. Close to it anyway. There's a mall where his place was. So hoist a few for the old man. Remember what he said. Keep with the man who's got your back. Another notable
What?
message was made
Also,
in
yes,
November.
Itchy Tan, we
In
do.
this one, 2-6 explains how they're gonna cash out
This is-
with Milo's will.
Our channel is
Milo's
a
will cleared
vibe
probate.
these days.
Surprise, Milo was loaded. Email Shade if we sent you out in 2005 to 2009. Shade will have checks cut for you.
Do
Amount is by how
exclamation
many
pattern
times,
in
not
chat
pay
for what
total.
we're working on.
Small share is 3 to 4K. And just 2 months later, another. Happy New Year, everyone. We're having a birthday party for the old man on the 19th. Party starts at 1500 at the usual. Send your RSVP to Shade. FYI, we're booking a room for 3 days for anyone coming from out of town and overnight for locals. Come hoist one for Dutch Milo. Now, at first, you might assume that this is but an innocent remembrance party for their late friend. It seemed a bit weird to promote it on what seemed like a hidden job board. but
Sometimes, Willow.
hey, to each their own. January 18th,
I have a bunch of
2010.
favorited ones on Ravelry right
We got
now.
38 rooms in the Marriott on 46th. Shade has the key card for locals. Pick up at the party. Give your travel name to the desk, and that's it. No ID needed since we're covering the bill. Keep the room service under 500, okay? The phones there are not secure. Bus from the hotel leaves at 13:30. Car service vouchers for return trip when you're ready to crash. Don't DUI. Now, it was here when people began to realize that this party might not have been what it claimed to be at all. There was a reason they were worried about the phone lines, using fake names, you get the idea. Something else was going down, and it sure as hell didn't seem to be a celebration.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a lot.
Ominously, on January 19th,
Just because an old man
the very
died.
same
Also,
day,
that's my
and
mom's
around the same
birthday. That's
time that this
weird.
party was supposed to happen, a sudden high-profile assassination would send a shockwave across the world,
Shut
skyrocketing
up.
the Lake City Quiet Pills mystery into the stratosphere.
No.
What previously appeared to be a fringe, bizarre internet mystery began to have real-world connections, leading onlookers to theorize that the hidden job board was much more serious and deadly than they initially assumed.
No, that's a coincidence. Right?
At 3 p.m. local time in Dubai, an Hamas arms dealer named Mahmoud Al-Mabou was traveling alone under a fake name. Earlier the same day, he had crossed paths with a group of people also traveling with fake names. However, he was unsure of who exactly these people were. At 3:25 p.m., he arrives to check in. He requests a room with no balcony and sealed windows to ensure that the only way in was the front door. At 3:51, the assassination team arrives and reserves the room across the hall.
Holy shit.
At 4:25, Mabou leaves to go shopping.
Why would you
Meanwhile,
leave?
The team breaks in and
By
lies in wait.
yourself? If you thought
8:24.
that there was a...
Mabou returns to his hotel room, is
I don't know,
immediately
man.
injected with a paralytic muscle relaxant, and is killed by suffocation.
This is
His
not
body
real.
was
There's
discovered the
no
next day
way.
After room service discovered his door was locked from the inside.
Yeah, same, Sperry.
For 10 days, they believed it was a natural death. At least, until they saw that footage. And thereafter, his murder would stand as one of the most perplexing cases that Dubai police have ever faced. Now, this is a highly abbreviated summary of the events that transpired that day.
Oh my
However,
god, no, no,
you'll
no, no, no,
understand
no.
why later on. The reason I wanted to bring this up was because it led people to theorize that the names behind Lake City Quiet Pills were involved. Although, to date, none of this has ever been confirmed. About 2 weeks after
Sick.
this, the
Okay.
Lake City website
We're good.
would
Everything's
update
fine.
once more.
Uh-huh.
February 2nd, 2010, party bills. Here's the final for the party. Hotel rooms, 48,341. Limo, 6,080.
Hi, Carnivore.
Bus,
How are you?
569. Bar bill, 18,890.
Okay, here we
Food,
go.
8,030. Dancers, 8,300. Miscellaneous tips, 850. Miscellaneous expenses, 2,840. And medical supplies, 180. Fat Tommy and Stu were okay too. Total bill, 94,080. You all did Dutch Milo proud. Thanks. Given such a monumental price for this trip, combined with the events that took place during the assassination, investigators began to run with the possibility of these guys being undercover hitmen. More and more eyes began to pour onto LakeCityQuietPills.com over the next few months, and resultingly, subsequent source code messages were encrypted. When people tried to crack them, they were encrypted again and again until they abandoned this method of communication entirely. To date, this code has never been cracked and remains online through the internet Wayback Machine. The aliases never returned, and nothing more, ever, came from this.
Okay, I'm pausing. Also, contemplative music. That's so funny. That's the Majula music, I'm pretty sure, from Dark Souls 2. I'll be able to tell you when it comes back for sure. So really quick, Willow. Hold on. Quinn, I can confirm that he has worked the front desk of hotels his entire adult life. Until last November, and I wouldn't blink at such a request provided they gave the name on the other reservation. Really? Even if it was somebody that was like specifically asking for like anti-assassination measures? Willow, this is okay, so there's an old Reddit account that was like well known for the olden times, and like infamous, like not that good of a person, but people like respected him or whatever. And he died, and somebody that was close to him made a post saying that he died and what was going on with his stuff, like his post at the fairs. And then people were like really weirded out by it, so they went digging and found a bunch of connections. Mostly the phrase Lake City Quiet Pills, which we have deduced means bullets, was the name of a website that the old man that died posted over and over again as an image hosting site, but it was just one part of the directory from that whole website. And so it seems that other people were using like inaccessible, not surface level pages on that site in order to communicate in code. And it looked like it was a hitman message board. Logan put it best. See, the CIA is involved in this. Yeah, but I feel like hitmen wouldn't be this stupid. I feel like hitmen would find, like, the deep web existed back then. You know what I mean? Everyone should request, please don't let anyone request a room near or in view of mine, like straight up. This was before end-to-end text messaging over phones. Yeah, it's there's a lot to think about here, but from what I have picked up so far, I think it feels like an old man decided to stop posting on his Reddit account and made an ARG out of a website that he owned. Okay, all right. I am going to hit play. I feel like that was a pretty decent synopsis so far. Sorry if it wasn't. If you have any questions, I'm sure people in chat can help you. I'm just trying really hard to pay attention to this one. Yeah, okay. Can I just get 4 readies in chat, please? Excellent. Oh, fuck. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the Majula music from Dark Souls 2, I'm pretty sure.
Well, what a hell of a ride.
It's definitely a Dark Souls
Taboo
track.
subreddit moderator gets caught up in some sketchy business, promotes a strange website, and completely vanishes, leaving behind an obscure undercover operation that may or may not be linked to real-life assassinations. As you can tell, there's a hell of a lot going on here. So let's recap on the facts and outline what we definitively know so far. For one, in 2007, an account was made named Religion of Peace. He claimed to be an old man and was a moderator for r/jailbait.
Shut the fuck up.
2.
He's doing a
Religion
recap
of Peace
right
claimed
now.
to be 79.
That's so
However,
funny.
There were instances of him slipping up and claiming he's 70, effectively knocking his credibility down a bit. Of course, he could have
Hi,
mistyped
Darla.
since the 9 and 0 are right next to each other. However, regardless, his age has been inconsistent. 3. The very same day Milo died, an account named 26 suddenly announced his passing. This
It's
account
so
carries
okay.
similar interests to another online alias named Angel26. However, their typing styles are
funny.
distinct. 4. The website LakeCityQuietPills.com is tied to Angel26 given their email address. 5. The Lake City Quiet Pills website legitimately hosted images over the course of years. And 6.
Hello.
There were hidden messages in their website source code, hinting at potential organized crime. To be honest, everything past this, while fun to dig through, has been purely conjecture and theory, based upon the foundation of prior theories. Personally, I don't believe that these people are tied to the assassination of Mahmoud al-Mabou, which is why I didn't dig much into it. However, I do believe that there's another overarching mystery here. LakeCityQuietPills.com has been a monumental internet rabbit hole spanning decades, and to date, a definite identity hasn't ever been tied to it.
Okay.
Alongside that, we never got closure about the Angel and Reddit 2.6 discrepancy. Who were they? Where did they come from? And where did they go after the Milo situation?
Could somebody just go find out if this is the Majula
Also,
music?
whatever
Just
came
in
of that old
YouTube
guy's
really
image
quick.
host.
I need to know if I
As we
nailed
can
it on the
recall from
first
Fark,
try.
they've had the domain as far back as 2001.
I know it's
so
Dark
how
Souls.
exactly did it begin? If you can't tell by now, we ain't done here. We've got a lot of loose ends to wrap up, so enough of me rambling. Let's go find some answers.
The name of this video in specific? Lake City Quiet Pills, an internet mystery. It is the Dark Souls 1 character creator.
Like we
You're
touched
right.
on, there seemed to be
You're
a glaring
so
inconsistency with this comment that was left on a post asking about Redditor ages. As we can recall, Religion of Peace was extremely transparent about his life and made it absolutely clear that everyone knew that he was 79. Now, a few moments ago, I entertained the possibility that this 70 comment could have been a simple typo, which it very well could be. However, this July claim is interesting. Let me explain. What you're looking at is a website archive from August 9th of 2009, just 3 weeks after Milo's passing. Above where the website images otherwise would be, we can observe an interesting detail. Rest in peace, Milo. January 20th, 1930 to July 17th, 2009. So not only did Milo get his own age wrong, but also his birth month. Even stranger, his supposed birthday month turned out to be his actual death month, which raises suspicion that this alleged death event might have been premeditated by either Angel 2.6 or a group of people that were close to him. As we can recall, the Reddit 2.6 account and the Angel 2.6 accounts had wildly differing typing styles over the course of just a few years, lending to our suspicion that these accounts were run by separate people. With this in mind, I began poking around the image host archives in hopes of finding any clues on how we can verify this, and found that,
You love
surprisingly,
Nexpo? We love Nexpo
some of the pictures
too.
are still accessible today and harbor a glaring similarity that leads us deeper into this rabbit hole. On each of them, we can observe a single watermark pointing us to a website named drunkenstepfather.com.
Oh no. Oh, I hate that.
Drunken Stepfather is a website harboring images with naked celebrities, and you get the idea. Clearly there's a crossover in content between that old guy's image host and Drunken Stepfather, so it somewhat makes sense. Interestingly though, if we perform a forum search for the string that old guy's image host, we're able to find a thread created by a familiar name. 2.6. It's 75 pages long and spans 4 entire years
You knew Nexpo
from
back when he was
2010
Nightmare
up until
Expo,
the
yeah.
website's death, and surprisingly paints an immensely clear picture as to what was going on during that time.
Hi, babe.
Posted on the 15th
How
of
are
April
you?
2010, things kick off
You're
when
so
2.6 simply
handsome.
claims that old guy's image host is
Hi,
up.
like I see.
Below this, we're able to find a plethora of other users
you.
thanking them for their efforts and expressing excitement that they're able to begin uploading porn again. Further on page 6, we can observe a comment by a user named Satan666 in which they claim, "Man, 2.6, I don't know how to thank you for all your hard work on this.
Okay, sorry, I have to back it
Considering
up.
That old
I
guy's
was
image host is basically running only for
just
Drunken
being
Stepfather,
Twitter-pated.
and you
I'm
don't
really
make any
sorry.
money from it at all. Your work is seriously
We don't have to go back as far this time as we did last time. Apologies. I'm very in love with my partner. Sorry.
Drunken Stepfather is a website harboring images with naked celebrities, and you get the idea. Clearly there's a crossover in content between that old
Twitter
guy's
page
image
is
host and Drunken
from
Stepfather,
Bambi.
so it somewhat makes sense. Interestingly though, if we perform a forum search for the string that old guy's image host, we're able to find a thread created by a familiar name. 26.
Okay, this is where I dropped
It's
off.
75 pages long and spans 4 entire years, from 2010 up until the website's death, and surprisingly paints an immensely clear picture as to what was going on during that time. Posted on the 15th of April 2010, things kick off when 26 simply claims that old guy's image host is up. Below this, we're able to find a plethora of other users thanking them for their efforts and expressing excitement that they're able to begin uploading porn again. Further on page 6, we can observe a comment by a user named Satan666 in which they claim, "Man, 26, I don't know how to thank you for all your hard work on this. Considering that old guy's image host is basically running only for Drunken Stepfather and you don't make any money from it at all. Your work is seriously way above and beyond the Call of Duty. Thanks so much. You have no idea
James,
how
thank you.
appreciative I am."
Appreciate you.
This clarifies why so many of the archived images carried the Drunken Stepfather watermark, since by this point in time, after Milo's supposed passing, most of the traffic came from not r/jailbait, but this website alone. Furthermore, we're presented with the claim that their image host has no way to make money, which we'll soon find to be a problem. Moving on to page 9, we can observe this manifest into a real-world issue. On the 10th of May, a user named JustGrooven makes a comment about the website's loading times, to which the Reddit 26 responds, claiming that they've been altering client settings and are frustratingly out of ideas on how to fix it. Heading down a bit further, we're able to observe an interaction between a Predator24 and Satan666. Predator inquires, "How long has it been since the website went down? Is it a money problem as to why the site's been a disappointment lately? It used to be awesome, but now... I mean, come on, really? Please get it back to how it was." To which Satan responds, "Milo left him 25 grand when he passed. I seriously doubt it's a money issue. Plus, I've offered multiple times to pay for server costs and bandwidth, and 26 won't have it. I'm sure these are little problems that'll get worked out. Shit happens. Even Imager went down a couple times the past few days. How much trouble has Drunken Stepfather
J-Rod.
had getting banned from image hosts? 26 is doing us a favor by keeping the site running and paying out of his own pocket. Don't forget that. He makes zero money from this site and keeps it free of adverts." Now, while this initially seems like a noble move by 26, we'd soon find that his life would take a sudden and unexpected turn. Over the next few months, a barrage of comments would flood in about 26 heading out to a mission in Uganda, explaining the various server issues. However, by October, Satan666 would announce his eventual death. According to an email from Shade, he had suffered a stroke before falling into a coma and passing away. Monday, October 25th. I wish it could be a joke. Truly, I do. On the 31st, his living will goes into effect, and the life support will
Something
be
tells
turned
me
off.
that's too much of
I've been working with 26 for almost
a
25 years. I never expected to see him like this.
coincidence, Quinn.
Dead, sure, but not falling apart in a hospital bed. Milo went last year, and now 26 looks to be checking out. We've had a real rough patch here. 26's replacement will be taken over tomorrow. I've given him 26's notes, and between us, we've deciphered most of it. With the notes and the kid we had in to work on the network for us, we don't expect any problems. Shade.
Is this like...
That replacement was a user named JP4, and in December of that year, Satan666 would officially announce it. For those that haven't read it in other threads, JP4 is 26's replacement, so yes, he is part of the crew. Just to clear up any confusion.
I feel like it's like a cover
For the
for
next year,
something worse, for
JP4
sure.
had his work cut out for him. He was found on various other websites trying to raise funds for that old guy's image host. However, his success in doing so is undetermined. Fast forward to August though, and LakeCityQuietPills.com begins a years-long stretch in which it would shift hands between 4 other owners. In August of 2011, a user named Pierce replaces JP4. In October, someone named Bishop replaces Pierce. In May 2012, a Kim replaces Bishop. And last but not least, in October of that year, its 7th and final owner takes the helm, named Madame Meow. Now, as you can tell, this group was shifting through admins like no tomorrow. And interestingly, during this time span, these people would occasionally share key information, allowing us to formulate a rough location from where LakeCityQuietPills.com
Hi, Onyx.
was hosted.
How are ya? Good to see ya.
For instance, on the 26th of August 2011, Pierce had announced that Hurricane Irene, affecting the northeastern United States, would temporarily take the site offline. In October of that same year, Bishop jumped in with another, warning about the impending Halloween nor'easter snowstorm that affected the same region. Even further evidence pointing here came on the 17th of November.
Day
That
after
day,
my
a
birthday.
user named The Snake shared an email from Bishop, imploring site users to run a traceroute terminal command to test their intermittent server issues. Within this, he provided an IP address, and after geolocating it, we found that it points us to the state of New Jersey, aligning with where those two storms took place. Keep this in mind. We'll come back to it. At the end of the day, LakeCityQuietPills.com was, for its entire life, plagued with problems. From management to constant downtime, they were reactive in handling this website in lieu of being proactive. No further hidden job board postings ever came, and by 2014, the website would go offline for good. With it, Shade, 26, JP4, Pierce, Bishop, and Kim would vanish, leaving the corpses of their online personas forever behind them. The earliest archive for LakeCityQuietPills.com is shown to be from the year 2004.
Okay.
And the web page we get? Pretty uneventful. Here, we can observe a basic placeholder page for a future website named ensimbasic.rackshack.net. Ensim essentially was a hosting automation software that was available for Windows PCs back in the early 2000s, which is likely why we see this phrase in the web address. Unfortunately, there aren't any archives for this Ensim Basic web address outright. However, given that this was utilized as a
Reaper,
redirect for LakeCityQuietPills.com
thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you.
2004, we can assume that there's more to the story. As we can recall, Angel26 was active on FARC as far back as 2001, so the concept of Lake City Quiet Pills ostensibly dips back as far as the late 90s. While this Rackshack domain might appear to be the earliest, the URL registration details paint a story much deeper. According to Hoster Stats, a historical registration database, we can observe that LakeCityQuietPills.com was first purchased in September of 2001, utilizing a domain host named CrystalWind.com.
This is insane
Now,
that they
this
got
might
all
seem
of this from an
innocuous and
old man
insignificant.
dying.
However, the
Like, this
Crystal
is
Wind domain
crazy.
actually harbors an extensive history that we'll soon find to be related to Lake City Quiet Pills.
Oof. Sorry, I just
Welcome to
wow,
the
I'm
first
very in
archive
love
of
with design, you
CrystalWind.com.
guys.
The site's home to
Sorry.
a startup company named Crystal Wind Consulting, run by a man named
He
Mike.
left a lot of breadcrumbs.
At first
like,
glance, things seem
Not
completely fine.
really.
The
like-
homepage invites viewers to reach out if they need help web hosting, and that they'll be happy to provide it. No big deal.
I don't know.
Everything
it's
checks
weird.
out. Over the course of the next year and a half, the website would undergo
It's weird to
minor
me that
yet
anybody
notable
would have
changes.
dug into that.
As it turned out, Mike was highly opinionated with politics and the state of world events, a personality trait that undoubtedly sounds familiar. In December of 1998, we can observe the Crystal Wind website update with a quote from Bill Clinton regarding Richard Nixon. At the bottom of it, we can observe him, in all caps, demand that he takes his own advice. Now, this was a different time period, right in the middle of the Wild West days of the internet, so Mike ripping the president on his business website isn't all that weird? Or is it? Honestly, I don't know. The main takeaway here is that he appears to be opinionated and isn't afraid to show it. Moving on to October 5th, 1999, Crystal Wind updates once more with the link titled Go Taiganauts, a site about Chinese space news. At the very bottom of his homepage, though, we can observe a strange link claiming, "Don't use these email contacts." Heading to that page presents a bizarre assortment of nonsensical email addresses and website links, and clicking on them brings us further and further into a wormhole of endless web pages. Now, this could be an attempt
It would be
to
very
capitalize on
ahead of
relevant
its
SEO.
time, hey?
However, I find it strange that this list is public. Anyway, circling back to Crystal Wind, if we click on their link titled Our
Also,
Customers,
Sperry, it was different
we're
then.
simply met with this.
It was different then. Like,
Another strange, out-of-place
this
page
kind
for
of
a business
discourse,
website.
like the Bill Clinton
But
era, people were not
perhaps he was
nearly
having
as
fun.
political as they are now.
Moving on, March 2nd of 2000.
You were there.
The website adds another domain to its repertoire. All else remains the
You
same.
were probably more
On
self-actualized
June
than I
13th
was
of
at that
same
point.
year, however, the homepage would vanish entirely. Instead of promoting their company or obtaining new clients, the Crystal Wind domain would simply show the face and quote we saw prior.
Okay.
And for the rest of the year, the website would remain this way, frozen in time. It's when we jump forward to September, right after 9/11, however, when things change.
It was a lot lower stakes to kind of show your ass about what politicians you supported and whatever.
I'm sure you can see
back
how far
then.
we're diverting from the website's original purpose. What appeared to be a simple web host slowly began showcasing political opinions before harboring a
because
page
we were
full
in that
bizarre
part of
links,
capitalism
shutting down
that
entirely,
kind of rules.
being replaced by a simple quote, and is now showcasing a
feel like.
message aimed at the perpetrators of 9/11. There's a growing sentiment that there's more than meets the eye with crystalwind.com, and for years, this website would harbor nothing but this message. No links, no redirects, nothing. On April 1st of 2004, however, the website updates for the first time in years. Familiar. Before us,
Why?
we have that same placeholder page from LakecityQuietPills.com from around the same time as the
Oh,
earliest
okay.
archive of that website. Both of these URLs were sent to redirect to this single page, effectively cementing the connection between that old guy's image host and Crystal Wind Consulting.
Okay.
As we can recall, though, there was a considerable gap before LakecityQuietPills.com as we know it came to
Oops.
be. From 2004 to 2009, there was nothing, not a speck of evidence as to what the site was used for. Luckily for us, though, the same can't be said for CrystalWind.com. The archive you're looking at is from the year 2007. And to be honest,
I remember that when
seems
this
a
is
bit
what
unorthodox.
so many
After
websites
browsing
look
through each
like.
of
You
these
can
links,
still
I
find
found that the
directories like
outliers are
that.
these two, Scooby and Sharky. Heading to the former presents us with various files. A blindfold, a body tank, DJ headphones, and an experiment table. Bizarrely, each of these display a 3D model of a woman in a distressing position. And if we
Okay.
consider each of the items listed here, we can deduce that this is perhaps some sort of fetish thing.
Yeah.
Backing out and checking out Sharky gives us more of the
Hi,
same.
south underscore east underscore
Here, we
of
can observe
underscore
an
my
entire section
underscore
of this
equator. How
website
are
with various 3D
you?
maps, models, hairstyles, and rooms. Weirded out, I decided to poke around a bit and found that here too, the downloads are still accessible. I checked out this rocket vampire model, and upon unzipping the parent folder, I noticed this README file within it. Some notable bits of info here are the website cybergatecorp.ch and the credits, which thank a person named Trent the Thief for spending the needed web space for this piece. Upon digging into cybergatecorp.ch, I happened upon a storefront that was incredibly similar to the pages found on Crystal Wind. At the top, we can observe links to various websites, and this one in particular takes us to a website called 3D Commune.
Oh my goodness,
After
how many
scanning their
layers
site,
are there gonna be?
I'm sure you can gauge the type of 3D models that were sold here. It's yet another domain that aligns with everything else in this mystery, especially considering what we know about a very specific
Yeah, there's
person
way too
who
many
used a
domains
3D
for me to be
modeling
able to
website
really
as
keep
well.
track of all of this.
Either everyone was into the same topic
I have
around
very
the same time
limited
period,
onboard
or this Trent the
RAM.
Thief person is pulling some strings behind the scenes. To ease my hunch that this was Mike, I performed a search for both Crystal Wind and his name, and found this archived email thread from 1997. And at the very bottom, what name do we find? Trent. If we back up and really take a look at every coincidence so far, the case of Mike being Religion of Peace and even Angel 26 grows stronger the further down this rabbit hole we go. Mike has verifiably used personas, exhibited bizarre behavior on his business website, and harbors shared affinities with the others we've covered in this video. So let's back up, put everything on the table, and make our
Okay,
case.
I would appreciate that, Nexpo. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to me, the mystery of Lake City Quiet Pills goes a little something like this. Let's begin with Angel 26. As we know, they were a person that had a highly similar typing style to Religion of Peace, and also held a Lake City
Making me
email
miss
address as
GeoCities.
far
Yeah, I
back
get
as
nostalgic
2001.
for that time too. Like
Furthermore,
a lot.
we know that they were found on ZBrush around the same time period. And if
Anybody
we
ever
perform a
used
scan of the Religion of Peace Reddit account with this in mind,
opendiary.com?
we find
I
that
fucking loved Open Diary. Or maybe it was my
Ah.
Open Diary.
how coincidental. Especially considering that we can find Trent the Thief on this side as well. We can find another interesting parallel
excuse
if we
me.
head to the latest archive of crystalwind.com and inspect the page source. As we can see, there are hidden messages utilizing the exact same method of the Lake City Quiet Pills job board. However, here, it's mostly innocuous information about TI calculator keys. Regardless, the idea is there, and this method is by no means common. Yet another link surfaces if we check the crystalwind.com IP address. Here, we get a result pointing us to the state of New Jersey. And after cross-checking it with the IP from Bishop's email, we find that they are an exact match. Bishop's email was sent about 10 years after Crystal Wind supposedly stopped hosting Lake City Quiet Pills. So if Mike were completely removed from everything about this mystery, why are their server IPs the exact same? Even further connections arise when you really get into the nitty-gritty of Religion of Peace's post history. Remember that quote from Crystal Wind? Well, Religion of Peace references the exact same author. Remember Angel 26's Yahoo comments? Both Angel and Milo misspell a very specific word in the exact same fashion. Now, from this point, I knew there were theories out there and we had our correlations, but I wanted to make absolutely damn sure that we put this rabbit hole to bed for good. I enlisted the help of a few private investigators who took this information and performed open source data pivoting with the accounts we suspected were related. And after a ton of connecting and forking, we found this email tied to an old forgotten Angel 26 account from 2009, predating the events of Lake City Quiet Pills. And upon reverse searching this address, you'd be surprised at who it's tied to. This mic is also tied to emails from the Crystal Wind domain, and yeah, fucking bingo. Weirdly, he's also connected to a ton of other emails related to the Instagram travel blogger in this picture, which I find incredibly strange.
I 1,000,000% thought that
But
was
that's a
Botsy
whole ass rabbit hole
for
for
a
another
second,
time.
but it definitely is not.
This guy seems to have been pulling the strings this entire time, and I'm convinced that he created not only Religion of Peace, but Angel 26, the Reddit 26, and even Shade. Thinking back, we always had an impression that Milo's life was too extraordinary to be true, and combined with that monumental slip-up about his own age, it's taught us an interesting lesson. For someone surrounded by so many remarkable and unbelievable circumstances, perhaps the best explanation has always been the easiest one. that his life isn't real because he simply did not exist. Milo was a moderator for one of the most controversial subreddits of all time. Milo openly hosted his own image website, placing the burden of guilt for any illegal material solely on himself. It was time for him to die, to pass the torch of liability. And what better way to do that than announcing it with another burner alias that also, just 1 year later, would pass away too. It seems that this entire mystery stems from Mike's own regret of his image board self-promotion through the Religion of Peace account. He had second thoughts and needed distance, a way to cleanse himself from the baggage. And, well, you know the rest of what went down. The mystery of Lake City Quiet Pills was born. Now, regarding the other users of Drunken Stepfather,
it's not a freaking
it's
ARG.
unclear if they were simply in
It
on it,
doesn't seem
or
like
if
to
they were
me.
completely oblivious to everything going on.
It seems like people
It's honestly
doing
impossible
scuzzy
to say.
shit and like
However, my bets lie in the latter.
making fake
Their
accounts
community,
to do
much like
scuzzy
us,
shit
were
on.
getting duped for years. But considering what they were using the image host for anyway,
But at the same
don't think they really cared.
time, at the same
regardless,
time,
whether they knew
it's
it
a
or
little
not, they were
convenient
a
that
part
all
one
of these
the
clues,
largest internet
all of these
mysteries in
very
history.
specific
And
clues
if they
were
ever see
left.
this somewhere down the line, perhaps they can look back and think, holy shit, who would have thought? Well, ain't this the mystery that keeps on giving? Alright, so some info's come to light in a very late stage of this script, and I'd like to share it. On September 24th, 2017, a strange event went down on the Drunken Stepfather forums. That evening, Madame Meow's account was hacked and deleted, and the others quickly took notice. In this thread, people discussed what they think happened, and upon jumping to page 5, we can observe a response from the website's creator. Just to clear up some things, I love Madame Meow. She's the star of DSF. I would never delete all her contributions. Without her, there's no DSF. She's the only one who actually matters. The rest of you are the worst. It looks like someone got into the back end of the forum, and not in a good way. Not a way we'd all like to watch get into a back end, but in an asshole way, and deleted her account. Specifically her account. Targeted. I have no idea why. A few other accounts were deleted also. We're trying to restore the forum from a time before Meow was deleted by whoever got into the backend. This will bring back her OG account. We're also trying to patch up whatever holes there are in the system that allowed for things like this to happen. I've made her a temp account while we figure this out. Now, at first, it might seem unsurprising. The site is relatively archaic, and hacks like this are par for the course online. What I find interesting, though, is that when backing up and considering the scope of everything we've seen so far, the accounts of Shade, 26, JP4, Bishop, Kim, Pierce, and Satan666, the main players from the site's heyday, are all gone. Wiped. This is strange to me because 26 had supposedly died, rendering this deletion impossible unless someone knew his login.
Okay.
Weirdest of all, however, if we head to the Lake City Quiet Pills subreddit,
Yeah,
we
I
can
feel
find a
like this
bizarre
is
post
all
from a
like
user
the
named
same
Retirement
guy.
Plan LCQP, made just one day before this forum hack took place. In this post, the user implores people to stop looking into this mystery, gives some background on Milo and Shade, and closes things off with a peculiar phrase. A message to the LCQP. I cleared your tracks. Have a good one. When I first encountered this post, I figured this line was aimed at the audience. However, considering the hack and how every Lake City related forum account is gone, I now suspect that it's not the case. Despite this, the connections we've made to Mike all point to him being Milo. I still stand by that theory because there are too many correlations to overlook. What I won't deny, though, is that something weird took place that day, giving me second thoughts on the people behind the other accounts. Perhaps it was Jesus, the website's owner, or maybe it was a rogue admin. I don't know. But contrary to my initial belief, maybe Mike wasn't a one-man army after all.
Okay. I'm intrigued by that. Oh, it's over. Huh. Okay. Hey, the Chilluminati podcast. That's my friends. Well, Mathis is my friend. The other two don't even know that I exist. All right. That's one to ruminate on. Well, that left some questions. I feel like it's one guy or like a group of a few guys, right? That shared CP with each other. And like they knew enough about tech that they were able to historically scrub and like alter data. Wow, I need more. Okay, oh, thank you so much, SG10. Everybody fart slide. Please and thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's good to have you back around here. Really quick, we are going to take a break. I have to pee really bad. I'm mensing. So, apologies for that.
Nobody on Reddit really had anything to say about it at all. And since then, you know, I have come to understand that there are situations where, things are inappropriate.
Well, goodness, I feel like we should let this fucking roll before I go anywhere. Milo's birthday is Zurich for 3 days at the Bauer Au Lac, RSVP to Insurgences. This will be the final company celebration. Be there or be square. We're covering the whole tab, including travel. Keep the faith. Like, I feel like this was a group of pedophiles that, like, used these websites for hosting and, like the layers underneath them for the deep web stuff. And also probably assassinated some people, maybe. That's possible. Like, maybe that dude was somehow onto them. Who was he? Was he a journalist? Because if he was a journalist, I fully believe that they would have the, like, stakes. Like, the stakes would be high enough for them to risk killing people. Anyway, okay, we'll do another Nexpo mystery after this. Hang tight 1 second. We'll be back. I'm going to go and clean myself up and whatever. I gotta pee and I really need one more of those kisses. I really need one more. So everybody, I will see you shortly. Don't go anywhere. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Water, food, stretch, all that good stuff. BRB. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm so sorry that I'm not I'm so sorry that I'm not like back. I'm working on it. I promise. It's just taking me a second. Hi everyone. Hi. Y'all can't even see me yet. I'm doing my best. I hate it when I'm winded from going up and down the stairs. Okay, so let's turn that off. Let's, I'm gonna choose. Reaper, babe. Flattery will get you everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna just really quick choose a Nexpo mystery that's close to an hour long. Let's go to his videos. I wish I could sort by length. That would be so sick. I'm cramping so hard. Ben drowns again. I don't really even know about Ben drowns the first time. Not gonna lie. This is not his first dad video, or else I would say we should do it. Hi, babe. Golly, why? Why can't we find a good one? Ooh. I don't know what that was. Oh, J-Rod. You the best. Also, nope, that was Fromaginator. Heading to bed, but discorded you some recumbent bike updatery. Okay, I am excited to look at that. Good night. Have a good one. Everybody, that's my IRL friend. He hangs out with me IRL. Which is more than any of you fuckers can say. No, I'm just kidding. I know that some of you would hang out with me. Ooh, a Petscop analysis sounds very fun. What if we did this and then did another one of... I mean, it's very old, though. That's so old. The Mandela effect is not 5 years old, is it? Holy shit. No way. What? Okay, this is what's going to happen. Oh, Chronicles of Reddit is a good idea. That sounds too young, really? Wow, the alerts are busted. Oh, yeah, it's because I fixed them. So they're very broken. You love Mandela effect stuff? Yeah, but I'm in the midst of unraveling it myself, so I'm definitely not going to watch anybody else's thing on it. Cult in a Dead MMO sounds very good. It's 2 years old, but that's okay. This website... Nope, this is what we're doing. Definitely. I have no idea what this is. But if he thinks that this website needs to be shut down, I want to hear about it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This is what's up, right? And then, J-Rod, I don't know if... Do you know how to mess with the bot any? J-Rod? Because I don't. I was thinking Mandela catalog, like a big dumb Dumbo. Holy shit. Not Mandela effect. Do, you know, J-Rod, how to change the title? Mandela Catalog. What the fuck is that? It's an ARG or like an unfiction. Hi, sweet Monstro. Hi, bud. Mankey's here. Are you here to hang out, or are you here to look in the exact opposite direction of me? Precious boy. He's so cute. Hi, babe.
Hello.
Are you taking him with you?
No, I'm giving him.
Oh,
Take
okay.
this gift.
Just set him down. J-Rod says hi.
Hello, J-Rod.
I don't know if you heard that, but he said hi back. You don't? You know what? Whatever. This one isn't a mystery, but it's a good video. Yeah, we're definitely watching this. We're definitely watching this. And then we'll find Quinn, if you want to choose another good half-hour mystery while we watch this, what's one that Doxy Chat will really like? I for sure trust your gut on this, especially since you're the person that's going to be in charge of what ones we cover in the future too. So you'll know which ones of his we can watch. Is that fair? Are you into that? If you're not into that, if that's too much pressure or whatever, don't worry about it. And also, could I just get 4 readies in chat, please? And we'll get started. That's 3. I just need 1 more. Hell yeah. Yeah, I have to be done at midnight tonight. So therein lies your challenge, I suppose. We can always do something that's shorter and then just like do a Reddit read towards the end.
I recently made a documentary exposing child predators in a pedo ring currently on the internet.
Oh, this. This is the pick a side YouTube stuff, isn't it? I think actually, if this is the pick a side YouTube stuff, we can still watch this, but I think that these guys have a really fucking dangerous attitude towards this. Like, the precedent that they're setting is just god awful, if this is what I think it is. But we will watch this video.
Actual reports to the FBI and NCMEC have been made because of it, which can be provided upon request. Predators flagged the video and got it removed, and my appeal was denied. All personal information was hidden or censored. Names and
Doxy's
identities
dad and
were
Mama
altered
Max's
to protect
mama.
the privacy of non-consenting parties. All
This is the pick a
dramatization
side
and
thing?
visuals and dialogue are fictional and meant for storytelling purposes.
I don't have that on for mods.
Video
Kool-Aid
at
does it for
Team
me.
YouTube.
I tweeted about how I feel about this, the pick a side YouTube thing.
On the 5th of June 2020, one of my good
There
friends,
should
Mama
be an
Max, would upload
icon
a
that I
video
don't have.
exposing
Okay, I
predators
will look
found
into
on a
that
website
tonight.
aimed at
I
children.
appreciate you.
After going down the rabbit hole, it appeared that the site's remaining time online was numbered, as Max was reporting his findings to authorities. His video began to gain steam, but before it could
It's a
get
cute
large enough for
thing.
widespread internet and media attention,
Okay, actually, you know what? I am just going to pause this and talk about how I feel about it really quick because I think that that's what the responsible thing to do is. So part of the pick a side YouTube thing is that pedophiles were mass reporting, or like pedophiles, I don't know, alleged pedophiles were taking down a bunch of those To Catch a Predator style videos that independent content creators were making, right? And it is so irresponsible for YouTube to bolster that kind of content because you do not know, like we said, the stakes are very fucking high for a child predator. They are going to have their lives absolutely ruined by being exposed. So it is so much more likely that they are going to fuck you up if they can stop you from exposing them. It would be absolutely irresponsible for YouTube to bolster the kind of content that these guys are talking about. This is people with no real experience just to catch a predatoring pedophiles on internet chat rooms. And if YouTube would have such a crazy lawsuit on their hands if this became a trend and some dumb kid got fucking killed in pursuit of catching a pedophile in the act and like shutting them down. Does that make sense? This is just I feel like common sense that for some reason these otherwise very smart people are ignoring. I don't think I've heard of this. When was this? Like a year or two ago? I think like a year ago. Like I'm definitely understanding when people are like, I'm on the right side of this issue. Why am I being punished for it? But sometimes those laws are in place for shitty reasons that suck, but like are necessary. And if YouTube was going to encourage people to go to catch a predatoring, it's just incentivizing a bunch of dumb kids that don't know what they're doing to put themselves in harm's way. Mama Max is mainly a To Catch a Predator style YouTuber. That's all he does. I still think that it is fucking dumb of him to do this pick a side YouTube thing. I just do. Okay, I think I can do it through Nightbot if you want me to try. If you want to just change it to Nexpo content, where like Creepy Crochet, Nexpo content, and then leave everything past the break. You know what I'm talking about, the like line. Anyway, that's how I feel about this. I think that a bunch of kids could get fucked up trying to do this shit, and that would be YouTube's fault if they were making it like, I don't know, if they were pushing this stuff in the algorithm and like it turned into a trend. It's just a bad idea, and these people should really abandon this pick a side YouTube thing. As if they're acting as if YouTube sides with predators, and that is not the fucking case. Like, of course, some slip through the cracks, of course. But that's because there is bureaucracy to be had in situations like this. They can't just take down content left and right without proving things, and it's all a big thing. It's all a big, huge thing. Well, that nixes one of my ideas for doxy content. I definitely am not going to go to catch a predatoring. I think that it would be irresponsible for me to contribute to that culture. Apologies. I think that I'm just right about this. Okay. Can I get 4 readies in chat? Please and thank you. LOL, I know I was kidding. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much, J-Rod. I appreciate it a whole lot. We got 1 ready. We got 2 readies. There's a cyberbullying clause, and exposing does fall under a sort of cyberbullying. I did not know that. See you later, Azuma. Have a good one. And there's our other readies. Hell yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ugh, chat room. I just love you. The Amberkins. Welcome. Everybody make sure that the Amberkins feels welcome. Thanks for choosing us tonight, Amber.
He was silenced.
We're gonna watch this and support Nexpo and support Mama Max.
That's
we're
not gonna
going
fly,
to.
Because what he found was some of the most vile and disgusting behavior that I've ever seen on the internets.
For the sake of what is good and right.
Tonight's,
It's
we're
important
going
to
in.
me to have said what I said.
This is the Kids Chat Rabbit Hole.
Been a lurker for years? Oh! Well, I'm happy that you felt comfortable enough to say hi today. That makes me happy.
Slayer.
Hi,
It
Coco
was a late
Cat.
spring nights.
Good to see you.
Max was chilling in his room playing some Halo Reach and sipping on a hot
Excuse me.
chocolate.
Excuse me.
He was cozy. He was good. After uncovering the Cartoons Incorporated Predator ring in his previous video, he was hungry to expose another. But as it turns out, leads were scant.
Feels weird to be
A bit of time
hungry
goes
to
by,
find
And it
pedophiles,
finally
though.
arrives.
I don't think I like that.
An email notification
3,
imploring
4,
him
5,
to
6,
investigate
7.
something by the name of Children's Chat. And after heading to the websites, he knew what he had to do. This was something that went unchecked for far too long.
He said fart.
He dives in, expressing frustration and confusion that the advertisements were clearly aimed at adults, that the website's graphics depicted those that were clearly over 18, and that right when you jump into that live chat, you're met with this.
Yeah, I would never be able to do something that might accidentally expose me to CP. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Mm-mm. I just feel like it would break something
Oh,
in
yeah.
me.
There's something definitely off.
Before Max's spotlight of attention, the website basically ran unchecked, so I'm sure you can see where the problem is.
I gotta take a look
Within an
at
hour of
my
joining, Max's burner account, disguised as a 13-year-old girl named Maxine, was
pattern
met
really
with over
quick.
10 unprompted messages, all with the acronym A, S, and L. Age,
Like, what do you do? Offer hazard
sex.
pay, right?
and location. And so he continued his dive, tracking down and exposing the faces of the predators that reached out to him. It was a fantastic upload.
month? Oh,
and the
no,
topic's
Logan.
definitely something that needs to be seen and
If you ever
addressed,
need to
because
talk about it,
allowing a
we're
website
here.
quite literally aimed at children to harbor predators with virtually no way of tracing them down festers a community infected with people that don't deserve to be online or around children, because they should be in jail. So who silenced him and struck that video down? Was it the predators that he exposed? Was it YouTube? Or was it this website?
Okay.
That's where we come in, because I can't just let this go. I can't rest knowing that children are being targeted by nefarious individuals with virtually no repercussions. So let's head in.
Wow, we. Jeez Louise. At least when we were 13, we had the courtesy to pretend we were 17. That was a bad joke, and I'm sorry I said it. You laughed? Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I just imagined like a million people, really fucking 40 people, because that's how many people are watching, but 40 people around the world, just like in the dark, illuminated by their screens, just gasping and clicking off of my stream. That doesn't look like a 13-year-old to me. That looks like a 20-year-old to me. I lied about my age for sure. Yeah, I definitely did too, a bunch of times. When I was 13, the perfect age to be was 15. When I was 15, the perfect age to be was 17, and so on.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss here. I've reported this to the NCMEC and the FBI, and can only hope that they investigate this and shut it down. This is not a place for kids. This is not moderated. There is no verification, and this is not a safe space. I'm honestly at a loss as to how someone can jump onto this site as a mere guest. You need nothing but a username, an age, and a gender.
Up.
That's it.
I'm
For
36
a site that so heavily
and
boasts
feel
its
very
security
the
and
same.
moderation, this is a pitiful excuse for user verification.
I do not feel 36.
So back to the core question now that we've seen the issue firsthand. Why was Max's video deleted? Why was his video exposing such vile child predation censored so quickly? Like I asked prior, was it
Then
because he
21 is the
exposed the
perfect
names and
age
faces
forever
of
as
those
you
he came
slowly
into contact
decline?
with?
True.
Or was it something else?
True.
Over on the
I
official
liked
Kids
up
Chat
until
blog,
25,
it
and then
brought
I was
to my
like, okay,
attention
we can
that the
stay
website
here.
administrator went
No,
forth
we
to
can
make
stay
posts
here.
defending their sites. It reads the following. Hey kids, recently it's been brought to our attention that a video was created with accusations directed at the owners, administrators, and moderators of this very website. We usually don't respond to such crap and just continue to make this website better without the outside noise. However, with a little extra time, we thought it would be appropriate to send a message in response to the channel and its author that was posting false accusations and defamatory remarks about this website and its staff. I've gathered input from several of our staff members for this writing.
You're 100%
For this blog's
right.
purposes, we'll call the video author Mr. X. Mr. X, of course, being Max. This website has always put safety first for our users. There are many rules and tips that we can provide on this website. It's literally spread throughout. We have never encouraged older users to use this website. Quite the contrary. Just ask all the older users we currently have on our ban list. It's written in many places that users older than 19 are not allowed. Mr. X has implied that there was no response from our administrator Arkham to his email when he asked what would be done from the predators he encountered on a recent visit to our website. In fact, Arkham did reply. He was asked to send screenshots. He didn't receive them, so there was no action done. After all, what was Arkham to do if there's no evidence? If we started to ban people when another user makes an accusation, that'd be total chaos. Stop. For a website as unsecure as this wouldn't cause total chaos as they'd simply be able to jump on a new account. It takes 5 seconds after all. Also, that wouldn't cause chaos because if you were speaking to a kid who claimed that they'd been harassed but wasn't versed with computers nor knew how to take a screenshot, what would you do? If you boast so heavily about moderation and
very
security,
doubt
then
that
why
any
was it so hard for
child
me to find
that
any
knows
way
how to
directly
find their
report
way to
individual
a chat
users that
room
were
doesn't
DMing
know
me?
how to take a screenshot?
It isn't there. There's no report button. I can ignore them and add them as a friend, and that's
The
it.
median age in Iowa
This is
City is
not as easy as
26.
you make
Holy
it out to
shit.
be. And if
Well,
you have
to be
any genuine
fair,
intentions
the
for keeping this site
university,
alive, then you need to optimize your user interface
it's
to
such a
reflect
school
that.
town.
A report button for public chat messages, but not individual users, is insufficient. You need to do better. KidsChat.net has been here for a long time. We have grown into a very popular and enjoyable community platform for kids to chat
J-Rod.
throughout the years. If this website was anything like he claims, then there would not be a single user here. Yet, everyone can see the abundance of happy kids who use our website to contact their friends and make new friends. If any of us were supporting criminal activity suggested in his video,
32
then we'd
to-
surely all be in prison by now. With
Okay,
popularity,
4chan,
unfortunately,
calm
also
down.
brings the risks with it. More users always becomes more problems. However, we are here to fight them. We're continuing to work every single day to make this place safer and to help put away the filth for good. Stay safe, everyone, and happy
Is
chatting.
that really a 4chan thing?
Kids
It's a
Chat Net
before
team.
4chan thing even.
Further on in their blog
Hi,
post,
Anton!
they address the
Hi,
deletion of Max's
Cassie!
video. Updates.
It's good to see you guys.
Users have
How
brought
are
to my
you?
attention that the video made
I
by
miss you
Money
guys
Max,
very
which
bad.
included defamatory and
Cassie, are you
slanderous
feeling
remarks
better?
towards us, has been removed by YouTube for
I hope.
violating policy. For the record, we did not flag the video. Afterwards, they went forth to make another blog post with more of the same, defending their website to the very end and stressing that they're serious about keeping it a safe place.
I still don't believe
To be
you're
honest,
36.
I don't doubt
You
some
would
of
if
their
you saw
claims.
me first thing in the
I don't think
morning.
Max's
My
video
eye
was taken
bags
down
are
by them either.
disgusting.
I have a funny feeling that this was a YouTube thing.
And like,
Throughout Max's video,
zits
he
get
made a
really
few
weird
graphic
after
analogous
30.
depictions of him
they're
taking
like
down a few of
weirdly
these
dry.
predators. These takedowns are almost reminiscent of
What else is
Gokunaru's
there?
video on H3H3, which, if you're
Actually,
unaware,
honestly,
was essentially a content cop style video about Ethan Klein.
My
with a
hands
graphic
are
skit at
starting
the
to get
end
there,
depicting
too.
The execution of him. It was meant
They're
to signify
starting
his
to.
ego being shot down, but of course,
Hi,
YouTube
Soph.
took it literally. What's new? Anyway,
My eye
that
bags are
video's
like
since been
old people
blacklisted
eye
by
bags,
YouTube,
though.
and
Like
any
they,
attempts to get it back up, even by Keemstar,
I have to do a
have been
lot
futile.
of
As it turns out, shortly after Gokunaru's video was released,
like
YouTube implemented
under
an
eye cream and
anti-harassment
stuff in the
bullying
morning
policy
to get
that
like any progress
admittedly
throughout the day, and
is
it takes
extremely vague.
hours
The
for
reason
it
I
to
bring
do
this up, though,
anything.
is because the parallels between Max and Gokunaru's
Okay.
videos are
1,
prevalent,
2,
and I'm
3,
sure
4,
YouTube took them
5.
both down for the exact same reason. Backing up to Kids Chat, though, I don't doubt that they, at their core, want to keep kids safe. Digging
Your
through their years-old
metabolism?
blog posts
My
presents us with
metabolism has
multiple
always
reminders to
been
stay vigilant when chatting
very
online,
bizarre.
stressing the dangers of communicating with strangers to their users.
It's just because
The issue
I'm
I
so
have with
tiny,
this
but
site
I
as a
gain and
whole
lose
mainly
weight like
stems from
really,
the fact
really
that it's far too
quickly.
easy for malicious
Like, really
individuals to set up
quickly.
camp, festering a user base with nefarious intentions. For a website that's been ongoing for over 18 years,
Been
you would
doing a
think
lot
that
of
they'd have some sort
gaining
of rock-solid
lately
moderation,
because I,
an endless repository of
was
banned
doing,
words,
like, birth
knowledge
control,
of how predators can get around said words,
shuffling.
and a reporting process that
I have
would
to
make
get an
sense for a random kid
IUD.
online.
I'm not excited about it, but
They
I'm
don't.
too old to start taking
They don't.
or to keep rather taking birth control pills.
And
So I came off of
to the
those,
Kids Chat
and then
administrators,
I didn't
I'd like
have a
to say
period for
this.
2 months, and it's been miserable.
the
But it
system
just
that you have in
started today.
place
So
is, by all accounts,
an IUD, why not the
understaffed,
implant? Because
unsecure,
that's
and lacks the
that's
user-friendliness
hormones,
to really address the primary issue
which
at
is
hand.
the risk.
Predators are able
for
to
blood
exploit your site's
blood
weak
clots.
points, and as we've seen,
You
being
want
in that chat
yeah,
room
I have
for
to
not
do the
even
like
10 minutes made
hormone-free
me a potential
IUD.
target for them.
You're
If
on
these changes are
Nexplanon,
not
yeah.
addressed, and I can predict
Yeah,
an
a lot of
FBI
people love it. A
investigation
lot of
in your
people love it, and
future.
I'm not shit talking
Don't
it. Just
pretend like
once
there isn't a
you
problem.
hit 35,
Don't
you're supposed to
pretend like this
stop
doesn't happen
taking
there every
hormonal
single day.
birth control.
Don't pretend like your
And
website's
I'm
perfect,
past 35,
because your
so.
website is not even good. You have a lot of work to do, and there will be a lot of eyes on you. Predators are on your platform. What
You
will
can't
you
do
to
hormones.
handle
That's
it?
hard. I'm sorry. It's coming for you too, Willow. It's coming for you.
I've reported my findings to the NCMEC and the FBI, and if you ever find vile behavior like this anywhere online,
But aren't
I
you happy
implore
that you
to do
know
the same.
instead of
Mama Max's
like,
content is a fantastic
endangering
watch.
yourself past
He's out there
35?
fighting the good fights, and with enough vigilant eyes looking out around the internets, we can all fight the good fight too.
Sorry I didn't pay very much attention to this video. I feel bad that I didn't really interact with this video very much, but you heard what I had to say about it.
Would fall under cyberbullying and harassment to YouTube. But I understand that I'm not allowed to show the faces of convicted predators that have evidence against them.
Everybody's feeling the old hysterectomy, hey?
Fake blood, a
Hi, Math.
or fictional
I was
violence
out
to express
extroverting. Well, I'm
myself
glad
creatively.
that you had a good time. Did I just
And
call you Math?
understand
I meant to
that
call you
even though
Moth.
I'm a human being. I'm not allowed to express any subjectivity, emotion, or opinion when I make a video about the kind of people who are exploiting, manipulating, kidnapping, selling.
I want to adopt, but no baby is
children.
exiting my body.
Because at first I thought I should just
Man.
save objectivity when I contacted the
It's
FBI
such a-
and
it's such a
NCMEC, and that I would have the
Big
artistic
life
freedom
decision to
express
make,
myself and spread
and
awareness on
you
YouTube.
only have until you're 40 to do
how
it, and
silly
it's
was
so
I?
frustrating.
How silly was I to think that creative content on a video streaming platform where I have
An audience to entertain and educate should be anything more than me reading a police report
Okay,
and
let's not
monitoring
pretend
and
we're
commenting.
educators, Mama Max.
But so at that, I just
Don't.
want to say I'm so sorry, YouTube.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
that
appreciate
hurt the
what you
feelings
do, but
of
don't
manipulative,
ever
malicious, evil people.
Who want to have
Act as if you are an
kids in
educator.
peace. I'm sorry that I disrupted the safe space you're creating for criminals. I hope one day we can invite all manner of animal abuse
This whole thing
to this
really is
platform,
a bad
holding
look.
hands in harmony. You're absolutely right for taking my
Our
video down.
tubes can regrow?
Next time, I won't be so angry in my views of these people. I will be pleasant as a Georgia peach.
Just kidding.
I did not know that.
We can argue the ethics of my video all
Cringing
goddamn
so hard
day.
right now? Yes,
no.
Barry. Yeah,
I'm
agree.
not going to waste my time empathizing with predators like you, YouTube. Instead, I'm just going to keep helping the victims.
I guarantee
Because
this
that's what
dude
we
still
do.
is using YouTube as a platform. I guarantee it. I'm sure there's a link to his channel and we can go check it out. Hello? Show more. There it is. $11 days ago. So, I don't know. Seems like you're acting pretty pleasant with YouTube, bud. Corpse husband out here busting sus chats, yeah. Okay. Owie. How much time do we have left? Half an hour. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, no, no. Stop, 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 stop. Videos. There was one that we had decided on, I thought. No, Quinn was supposed to give us one. Anyway, the 30-minute video is 96.7. Don't know if you want to break first. No, I'm good. I'm good. We can press through to the end. Shit. Give me 1 minute here. I have to copy paste because I don't have access to my keyboard currently. Copy. Excellent. Is that Corpse Husband? No, it is not. Thank you so much for the bit, Willow. That's very nice of you. And yes, happy Pride, everyone. Paste. Click. Oh, no. Come on, please. Ugh. All right, what about... Find on page? Find on page? Find on page? Paste. Hell yeah. There we go. All right. We have 40 people watching. Can I get 4 readies? And then we'll go. J-Rod knew where I was going. He had his ready fingers warmed up, raring to go. Hell yeah. Okay. Fredward. You really are my son. You really, truly are. Thank you for the suggestion, Quinn. Tomorrow it's gonna probably be too hot for us to do content, so it's probably gonna be a chatty crafting again, and I'll probably have to be in my living room.
From the span
just
of
so you know.
October 2017 to June 2018, a bizarre phenomenon was taking place around the city of Portland, Oregon, on the radio frequency 96.7. At that time, listeners from around the city began picking up a plethora of distorted sounds that resembled something out of an eerie broadcast hack. The audio was described as containing strange ambient buzzing, intermixed with speech recordings from both MLK and JFK respectively. Today, the station operates ordinarily, broadcasting a mixture of rap and hip-hop under the designation 96.7 The Numbers.
That's very funny.
All seems fine now, but back then, this odd occurrence baffled many, leaving them perplexed and intrigued as to who actually was doing this and what it really was that they were listening to. Tonight, we're diving into the mystery of the strange sounds from 96.7 FM. Road trip. January 6th of 2018 would be the day that two users, Jimmy Salts and Batchian320, would spearhead an online investigation in a niche little subreddit for a suburb outside the city called Beaverton, Oregon. Out of the 5 posts that we want to get into, these, as far as I've seen, were the very first. In a stellar coincidence, their threads would be a mere 2 minutes apart on the same night. At both 8:11 and 8:13 p.m., they'd inquire on if anyone's heard the strange audio that was, at that time, playing on 96.7 FM. While both are notable, Badgian gave a bit more context in theirs, so let's give that one a read. Tune in at 96.7 if you're near Progress Ridge. Some weird shit's going on. Sitting in the car with friends, tuned to 96.7 and am hearing weird repeating sounds and sometimes random people talking or saying random things. The sounds get more bassy and less bassy, with some strange frequencies interrupting other ones. Someone please explain this. In a response by a user named The Little Norsk, they claim that they too
What does
have
Norsk
heard the
mean?
same. For a period of 5
Somebody
months
look it
now,
up,
I've been
please.
haunted by the sounds of this radio station, and I can only imagine that others have picked up on it too. And it turns out I was right. I've uploaded specific YouTube videos that I've recorded on my phone to show everyone what I hear. Whoever that is in charge of this radio station should really speak up, because I really am spooked by the number station-esque themes to this whack frequency. For a while, I thought it was some kind of MK Ultra shit going on. Edits. This station is
Those
now
are the
completely
YouTube
silent.
folks, Willow.
Below this, they linked a video that we'll come back to shortly. January 10th of 2018, a deleted user would jump into the Thinking Sideways subreddits, wondering the same thing. Did I record some kind of number station? Recorded this off FM radio, January 6th of 2017 at about 6:30 p.m. The radio station's not officially listed. It went on in this weird pattern for several minutes before just playing some white noise type tone for hours and hours on end, with no station call. The station's a defunct rock station that I've never heard of. The next day, they played backbench MLK speeches and something that maybe could be called ambient music, slow motion tones,
Oh my God,
and whirring
Cryptid.
sounds.
Thank you so
Nothing
much
that's
for
played is
subbing. That's so
recognizable by
nice. Thank
Shazam.
you.
Any inputs welcome.
That's our first sub in a while. Thank you so much.
April 6th of 2018, Redditor WTF Hacker asked the Portland
Yeah.
subreddit,
Yeah, I
who's
stream from
broadcasting
Twitch and
96.7
YouTube.
FM. And on June 23rd,
Tongue out means she's focused. Oh
2018,
no, was my
an
tongue
unbuilt
hanging
man
out?
asked the same. Was driving home
I'm
from
so
PDX
sorry,
today
I have-
and was going through FM radio stations when I found 96.7
Oh, okay, thank you, Sperry.
FM. The station plays chopped up music and weird noises. After a little research, I found
How
that
did I
they
not know
played
you stream on
MLK and
YouTube? I love
JFK
YouTube
speeches
streaming.
before,
Well,
and that
here
they've
we
been
are.
doing this for as long
Careless
as 2006.
Binky, hello.
Can you guys help me solve the mystery behind who runs it and why they broadcast what they do?
There's stuff that I have to do right after this,
At this
so I was
point,
looking
you'll
at
notice that the
a
time span
message
for
I
this
had
strange
gotten.
phenomenon encompasses an extremely large window of time. A window of time that would effectively rule out any sort of broadcast hack or isolated incident. Clearly, whatever it was that was happening was widespread and didn't seem to bear any plans to stop. There are 3 videos that I want to show you. One from The Little Norsk, one from that deleted account, and a third that was picked up from YouTube. Let's have a listen.
You got a third job. Oh my. Yeah, I'm trying to stream every day except for Friday. It really depends on how hot it is.
KZRYLP, Portland.
So day 2 of
This
radio
is
station, 96.7
interesting.
FM, Portland, Oregon.
These sounds are kind of spooky. Does this sound like anything that anybody knows of? Are these sounds familiar to anyone?
When we leave Olive Garden.
And I bet as soon as we leave, what we're gonna go eat, just like yesterday, it's not gonna be doing this anymore.
And it's not even the same time of day either.
Yeah, because we went. It was like what, 4 or 5ish when we went out.
It's like 5:30.
It's 5:30, and now it's you can't see it because it's bad here. Wait, when they clean that up. It's 12:45.
MK Ultra Mind stuff.
Oh, and it stopped.
Cryptid, we can't wait to see them. Aww. MK Ultra was a mind control experiment using hallucinogens carried out by the American government, and I highly recommend you dive head first into that rabbit hole. The Chilluminati podcast has extensive coverage of it.
It's the Apollo. What?
The engines that generate that thrust combined horsepower equal to
Uh-oh.
43 jet.
Oh no, I
Having
hate
more
when
fun
this
with something like
happens.
this than being on like YouTube or anything else.
As much as the
Big time yarn vomit, like a huge one. Yarn barf. Yarn barf. Yarn barf. Red rum. Yarn barf. What's
Now this sounds
telemetry?
like
What's
something
telemetry?
broadcasted straight out of a horror movie, but we have to remember that this wasn't fictional. This was real life, being observed on a legitimate radio
The
station
radio's
over the
just
span
trying
of
to party.
months. Any sort of edgy teenager or
Number stations
shitposter
are fucking spooky.
broadcasting
Yeah,
out of
like,
their home for a
totally.
bit of a prank seems ill-considered, as it's safe to assume
Yarn
that after such
barf.
a long period of time, they'd be caught. Furthermore, you might be drawing parallels between this and the widely known WKCR broadcast hijacking that occurred back in the 90s. If we can recall,
I had
the
never heard
overarching
of that,
consensus for why that
Nexpo.
happened was simply chalked up to a prank by the station MC over at Columbia University. While that's possible with 96.7, let's take a look at what we have to work with so far and see where we can head with it.
Wait, did he say And I missed it
quick
because I was
note on
talking to
radio
chat.
station call
Was
signs
this
and
like
their
normally
legalities.
a music station?
Every station you listen to on the radio.
Was this like
is
a
designated something
syndicated
called a call
station?
sign. These are typically 4 letters in length and can be anything. KZRY, KRBE, ABCD, anything. These are licensed out by the United States Federal Communications Commission, and typically,
So the
application
FCC won't
process
let
for
me
these
be-
is competitive and drawn out.
James,
To
thank
be
you for
granted a
cheering.
license, you need to have a
Thank
specific
you.
purpose and adhere to it for as long as you're on the air to keep your license valid. Furthermore, there are 2 types of radio stations, high-powered and low-powered. The former are typically the ones you listen to when you dial into your favorite station. They're usually backed by a large corporation that has the money to spend on broadcast antennas and the power to drive them across the city. Low-powered stations, on the other hand, which are denoted by LP after their call signs,
Okay.
are typically able to be licensed out on the same frequency as the high-powered ones.
Oh, well,
However,
that's
their reach
hor-
is
I've
much less,
never
usually
had a
only
knot that
couple
I
miles
couldn't
in
get
length.
through. I've had
These
some
utilize designated radio towers
fuckers, but I
and are
am
typically
pretty
popular
talented
with
at getting
independent
knots
parties
out.
and
I
non-profit organizations.
Docs versus not is a theme.
Now, with Radio 101
I
under our
always
belts,
win.
we can recall that in that last video, we heard a low-powered call sign.
Good night, Reaper. Have a good one.
KZRYLP Portland.
Performing a search on this reveals that this one is now defunct, but at one point was active on the broadcast frequency, 96.7.
Okay.
If this Facebook post is anything to go by, then we can deduce that on August 29th of 2018, it was changed from KZRY to a KNUM LP. Oddly, digging into the latter, at least on numerous FCC information websites, reveals
What's
that
telemetry?
the KNUM radio call sign is licensed out to, of all things, a non-profit organization by the name of the Community Alliance of Tenants. The address for their
Okay.
organization, even more strangely, directs you to a Lutheran church.
Radio signal to find location. Okay, okay. This episode
what in the
of
world
Docs
do these
that
people
knot.
have to do with
Straight up
this?
though, there isn't a knot that I couldn't get through. There isn't.
According to their official website,
To be
the
fair though,
Community
I have
Alliance
more
of
patience
Tenants,
with it
or
than a
CATS,
lot of
is a tenant
people
membership
would.
organization.
Like I'm too stubborn
low-income
to give
tenants,
up on them.
predominantly low-wage workers, families
thank
with
you,
children,
Willow.
people living with disabilities, seniors, and people of color are CAT's primary membership base. CAT's building a strong
Thank
housing
you.
justice movement that's led and directed by those who are most impacted by Oregon's affordable housing crisis, low-income renters. I'm not sure about you, but I'm scratching my head here. Why in the world would the Community Alliance of Tenants, a non-profit aimed at assisting renters, be wrapped up in broadcasts depicting eerie ambient noises when they have absolutely nothing to do with this type of genre at all? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. If we observe the dates here, we'll notice that many of the posts and videos range as far back as 2017 to mid-2018. After June, there isn't much of anything that I've found that inquires on any sort of bizarre sounds on the radio. Seeing as the call sign was changed in August of that year, maybe, just maybe, it was previously licensed by someone else. So, KZRY LP. Interestingly, the vast majority of records about this call sign point us to KNUM. However, there was one document I found that had it, and it was an official FCC application
Ooh.
from mid-2017. Scrolling through it reveals the call sign designations for a plethora of stations around the nation, but midway down, on line 22, we're able to observe that KZRY LP was, in fact, licensed out to the Community Alliance of Tenants.
Okay.
Digging even further back into the abyss, I was able to conjure up evidence that CAT applied for this as far back as 2013, meaning they've sat on it for the better part of the decade. In a news article from a website called Radio World, dated at September 22nd of 2014,
This is very interesting.
they claim the following. Listeners in and to the northeast of Portland, Oregon soon should be hearing a new low-powered FM station that promotes affordable and safe rental housing. The FCC has issued a construction permit to the Community Alliance of Tenants. The Alliance, formed in 1996, is a tenant rights organization. CAT educates, organizes, and develops the leadership of low-income tenants to directly challenge unjust housing policies and practices, it stated in its application. Our mission is to educate and empower tenants to demand affordable, stable, and safe rental homes. We address the impact Oregon's decreasing supply of decent, affordable housing and absence of meaningful tenant protections has on low-income tenants. Alliance President Michelle Lasley wrote in the application that radio would be a valued and welcome tool for outreach,
I do not know where the
serving as an
Morbin
extension of our existing programs. The station will air at
meme comes from.
96.7
Like, I understand
FM.
that it has to do
The
with
Alliance was
Morbius,
one of
but
4
I don't know
applicants listed
anything
by the
beyond that.
FCC as mutually
Sorry, I'm
exclusive
very
for this
sucked into
particular
this.
low-powered FM slot near Portland. The Alliance wrote in a subsequent filing that 2 of the other applications had been dismissed, while the 4th, Opal Environmental Justice Oregon, had relocated in a concurrent application. Alright, so as much as I'd like to consider the possibility of this not being cats, I'm having an extremely difficult time discounting that theory. While a hack is possible, in that recording from the Little Norsk, the station outright states their call sign.
Yeah.
KZRY-LP. It seems to me that
I
every
was
lead
gonna
I've
say
gotten on
this.
this case has been leading me straight back to the same place. The Community Alliance of Tenants. In a last-ditch effort at getting some information, I dug up their radio station email from one of their applications, along with those of the actual board of directors. Hopefully someone that works there can give me some sort of lead, or anything, on where I can steer this investigation. On the night of November 22nd, I took a shot in the dark and wrote the following.
Is he about to
Good
get...
morning. Apologies for bothering you all. This is a bit of an unconventional email. I was reaching out to inquire on a
Is
situation
he about to get a
that
fucking
occurred from
weirdo
roughly
response?
November 2017 to June 2018. The radio station registered to
Yeah,
your organization.
honestly, just really quick, everybody, we can just
KUNLP,
acknowledge
formerly
Jared Leto
KZRY-LP,
must be stopped.
was
He-
at numerous times broadcasting an
He
assortment
must
of
be
bizarre
stopped.
sounds intermixed with MLK, JFK speeches, and audio from the Apollo landing. An example I found is here, and yet another with the call sign KZRY mentioned at 6 minutes into the video, and a third for good measure. I've done a bit of digging on this in hopes
30
of ruling
seconds
out
to
the
Mars isn't
possibility
even
of
good.
it being interference or not from you guys at all.
What is
However,
Leto doing?
the
He
call
has
sign
like a
mentioned
cult.
in the second example
He sleeps with
is
underage
difficult for me to
girls.
overlook.
He's just a fucking weirdo.
I'm sure there's some
in,
sort of
like,
mundane explanation
a
for the reasoning
not
behind
let's
it.
celebrate it
However,
kind of
if
way.
you guys would be willing to provide any information as to the reason behind this,
He
I feel that we
sexually
could put this
harasses
mystery to bed for good.
coworkers. Just,
I look forward to hearing back.
I'm not a fan.
Thanks, and I hope you have a great one.
He was amazing in Requiem
And
for a
one night
Dream.
later,
He's pretty,
I received the following
but
response.
like, that's it.
Hi Ryan. Yes, this was owned by cats. We're unaware of any interference. Thank you. Katrina. Interesting.
What?
If I'm being honest, something about the wording here stood out to me as a bit hasty. She seemed to show no interest, pose no questions, or display any
Agree.
shock as to why someone would be broadcasting
Agree,
eerily distorted noises
Nexpo.
on their frequency, while concurrently using the call sign that they're paying money
He's a
to
terror
license.
to movies. He should stick to
If it were
music.
me,
Ugh.
I'd be, at the very least, slightly
should
off-put
disappear
by the
into
fact that my
obscurity.
organization would be
Also, welcome
associated
Big
with such a
Papa
bizarre
Evanston.
phenomenon.
Everybody make sure that Big Papa
To
feels
each their
welcome.
own, I
Do you
guess.
like it when I call you Big Papa? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being me.
And so the hunt continued.
I apologize.
While a bit
He was
lost
in
on
Fight
where to
Club,
go,
yeah.
I did end up stumbling
Briefly.
upon a notable article from the New York Times. On January 6th of 2018, they published a story about low-powered FM radio stations across
Someone
the
had
United
to do
States.
it. I'm glad.
Although I wasn't expecting to find
Thank
anything
you.
notable, they did state something
I'm
that
honored.
effectively stood out to me. It reads the following. Washington has the second highest
did, Logan.
concentration of low-powered
Evan?
FM
Okay,
stations
sure.
among the nation's 15 most populous states.
I'll try to
with
remember.
68 stations for 7.4 million people. According to the FCC, second only to Florida. New York, by contrast, has 54 stations, but nearly 3 times Washington's population. Oregon, while not among the 15 most populous states, with 4.1 million people, is even more saturated than Washington and Florida.
Interesting.
It has 80 low-powered stations, most in rural areas. You want weird? Just turn the dial. One station in Seattle invites listeners to phone their dreams and fantasies into a recorded line. Russian-speaking residents in Portland, Oregon have their own tiny station. And if you want to be charmed by a 5-year-old boy chatting with his father at bedtime about dinosaurs, music, and his sometimes bothersome sisters, you can find that at Tristan's Bedtime Radio Hour, broadcast on Sunday nights on KFBG in Northwest Seattle, where Tristan lives. It also streams on the web. So this article drives home 2 things. 1, that Oregon contains the highest density of low-powered FM radio stations in the United States. And 2, that these are no stranger to being weird, broadcasting anything from Russian news to bedtime stories by a 5-year-old. While this isn't anything conclusive towards cat themselves, it's led me to 2 theories.
Tell us.
Something I'd like to float here is the possibility of an unlicensed broadcast. This is a phenomenon that's been fairly common over the years.
Definitely not, because then it
carries
wouldn't
with
have
it
a registered
strict
call
fines that
sign with the
range anywhere
FCC.
from $10,000
Nexpo.
to $75,000 per day that the broadcast is occurring.
Damn.
We've been focusing on cat this entire time.
Y'all ever
However,
seen Pump
we
Up the
haven't yet
Volume with
considered the
Christian
potential of this
Slater?
being some random, unlicensed
That's a
third
fucking
party
movie.
that's hijacked their frequency. If we're assuming that the email I received from Katrina is legitimate, then Kat could very well have been oblivious to all of this. Now, to be frank, this is a bit of a reach. Someone broadcasting strange noises on your station over a miles-long radius is something that's close to impossible to overlook, especially considering the substantial span of time in which it took place. There would have to be someone, anyone in that organization that would have caught wind of this if they weren't involved, which, in my opinion, makes this conjecture hard to believe. So let's pivot here and hone in on cats. On Reddit, a user named
I
want
love to hone
believe
in on
considered
cats.
the potential of this being executed by the organization. In a reply to one of the 96.7 threads, they claim the following. I also did quite a bit of research. I drove up to the broadcast location for KXMG, and it's not them broadcasting. I've been doing some drive testing to confirm, and it makes sense that parts of the Progress Ridge and the Murray Hill area would be
That's
getting
so
better signal from
brave.
Rocky Buttes than other parts of Beaverton closer to the West Hills due to shadowing. Not to mention the KZRYLP call sign that they're broadcasting. This type of stunting is fairly common on low-powered stations from what I read. X-Ray even did some of this stuff when they were turning up to get attention. Now we're making sense. If we can recall, the New York Times article stated that independent parties are able to broadcast on low-powered stations and that they're no stranger to being outlandish. We were given examples of the plethora of different content that we can tune into, and it's a safe bet that Kat could have also done this. But why? At the end of that Reddit comment, I want to believe claimed that another station executed a weird stunt for attention. Kat, in this case, could easily be doing the same in hopes of drumming up an audience for their otherwise ordinary day-to-day show. If you're some random person scanning through the radio, then it's safe to assume that you'll more than likely stumble upon this bizarre transmission that would ordinarily be discussing something related to tenant rights in Oregon. Those sounds could have been taking place during their off hours, giving them, at the very least, something to pad out the time to keep them on the air while concurrently luring curious minds to tune back into it later. Still not convinced? Check this out. In an article from their official website dated at May 14th of 2019, they announce a peculiar partnership. Interesting. So if according to that Reddit comment, X-Ray's previously done this, and Kat launched a partnership with X-Ray, who's to say that this phenomenon isn't their brainchild?
Yeah, that's
To be
disappointing.
frank,
That's definitely
this all
what
seems
it
like
is.
a ruse to direct people to their organization.
Yep.
A strange and unorthodox ruse, but something that seems like it might have worked after all. If I'm being honest, I think it's cats. I really think it's cats. The call sign, the decades-long license, and the fact that pretty much every lead took me straight back to them is impossible to overlook.
Yeah.
Occam's razor states that the simplest answer is typically the correct one, and in this case, it seems like that just might ring true.
CB! Thank you. 5
Throughout
days.
2018, people around
What's in
Portland
5
tuned
days,
into
CB?
96.7 and were met with a mixture of odd
How
sounds.
are you, by the way?
The mystery that they subsequently went down has admittedly been a fun one, and while we may never definitively know the who or the why behind this, the conclusions that we arrived at least for me, are satisfactory enough to put this mystery to
Your
bed.
flight. Oh,
While the Community
here.
Alliance of Tenants denies
That's very
any sort of
exciting.
involvement, considering their collaboration with X-Ray, every lead pointing back to them,
One,
and the
two,
call sign being
three,
read
four,
aloud in
five,
that recording,
6,
it's
7,
safe to say,
8.
and I don't mean to bag on Katrina
Wait,
because
is
she
that true?
actually took
No.
the effort to respond
1,
to me,
2, 3,
that the
4,
email
5.
response that
Okay.
I received was either her truly having no knowledge of this, or simply giving me a lie. Either way, the phenomenon since halted. Today, if you're in the area and tune in, you'll most likely be met with a new rap station that launched in late 2018. I don't know about you, but personally, I prefer to listen to that.
Yeah.
It's less spooky that way.
Nexpo, you have my heart.
Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all,
We love you too, bud.
and good night.
Night. Sweet dreams. What a praise boy. We must protect. He's gonna fight Dad. He's gonna box Dad. I am scared for him. Like, I want to believe in him because he's like very in shape, hey. But just Nathan Barnett is not to be trifled with. That dude has muscles on muscles. Anyway, that is gonna do it for us. That took us all the way to 11:58. Quinn, you're the best. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Quickly, we've got to do our shill stuff, okay? We got to do our shill stuff. I apologize. Very, very thank you for all of the support today. I appreciate it a whole lot. You guys are amazing. We've got a lot of new faces in here. I would love so much if you would follow the channel. If not, like, please don't feel obligated if this wasn't your scene or you just felt like something new for tonight. But please do consider us again in the future. Hey, there it is. Evan, thank you so much for the follow. Also, geez Louise, just the fucking alerts, no matter what I do. No matter what I do. You love the stream today? Well, tomorrow we could do more Nexpo stuff if it's not too hot, but I think it is going to be really hot according to the weather. We'll see what happens. Please join the Discord while you're here. Please, it's discord.gg/fartslide, just our flagship emote. What else is there? Oh, thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you, patrons. I'm going to pull out the list just in case it changed. I don't ever want to assume. Thank you so much to Big Wolf Paws, Quinn Kenobi, Laura Cody, and Katie Bailey. I appreciate you so much. As soon as this shirt is done, we are building our shop. We're going to do that on stream. It's going to be very, very fun. And then what else is left to say? Follow me on Twitter if you like. You can follow me at twitter.com/ZER0DOXY. I always tweet before I go live, but I am probably going to stop doing that soon. It clogs up my timeline. I don't know. Maybe I might not. Maybe I will just stop being political on Twitter instead because I am losing so many followers. Anyway, I love you guys a bunch, and we will be live again tomorrow night. I always aim for 8 p.m., but I'm also always late. So there's that. We go from question mark to midnight, and I will keep you posted if anything changes. I think that's all. Ooh, OnlyFans went down to $5. So if you want to see my boobies, it's a lot cheaper. Okay, bye, everybody. Everybody say your favorite food in chat so that you're good and active, and I can send you off on a raid, by the way. Please and thank you. I love you. Thank you.